after you got that news?
I just worry. I think about everybody else. Like after I got the news, I called my mom initially and told her. And then she told my oldest brother, and he got to the boutique like immediately. That was the first time I had ever seen my brother cry.
Yeah.
Like when I was in there crying and telling him that I was diagnosed, like he shed a tear, just one.
Yeah.
But he shed a tear. And you know, it was hard. Like I don't even know that I've chosen to live for just me. It's just feeling like I gotta be here for my family and for the people that can be helped or can benefit from my story.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, but it's very hard, very, you know, just a situation where you just don't know what to expect. It's just the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how long you're going to be here. You don't know how long you're going to live because people die from this. And, you know, I said initially that we found out it was breast cancer, but later we found out it was stage 4 breast cancer, which is the worst type.
Yeah.
And it has spread from my breast, which makes it deadly. And so, I mean, death definitely crossed my mind.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
For that time, that when you found out and you got the news, how long of a gap was it before you found out? Because I think you said that they knew what it was, they just didn't know what stage it was in.
Mm-hmm.
So from the initial receiving of the news, when did you find out exactly that, okay, not only do you have this, but you're at the stage where it's at its worst?
I feel like it was a few weeks, but don't quote me on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a little time. It wasn't immediately because I believe I had to go to the breast specialist.
Yeah.
And they did some research and things and found out later for me.
And at that point with stage 4, what were they telling you the options like for you know, what were your options to do as far as health wise, surgery wise, medicine wise? Like what were the options that they was, you know, they offered you to take being at that point?
Well, the breast specialist basically said, because he specializes in surgery, so mastectomies, lumpectomies, he said that surgery wasn't going to help me live any longer. He just wanted to be honest and realistic. Radiation wasn't even a thought. And so they said, well, let's do chemotherapy, aggressive chemotherapy. My oncologist said the same thing. And we'll just focus on trying to shrink the tumor and get things to disappear.
And that's 2015. You initially find out. When was your first round of chemo?
My first round of chemo, I want to say it was either October or November 2015.
How did your body respond to that? Like, first time going through it?
Oh my goodness, it was so hard because they were giving me everything. It was like giving me all kinds of medicine just to see what's going to happen. Like, we hope this works. Oh. You know, so I was getting a lot of chemo. I mean, my oncologist even said it. He said, this is some tough stuff.
Wow.
You know, so it was hard. Like, I was sick. I did lose weight. I lost my hair. Skin changes. I was nauseous. I threw up. Diarrhea. Constipation. I mean, I lived through all of the side effects you could pretty much think of when you think about chemotherapy. Body pain, oh my goodness. So the chemo, some of the chemotherapies decrease your immune system, your white blood cell count. And so they'll give you like a Neulasta shot to help build up those white blood cells. And so that shot causes your bone marrow to work hard to build those white blood cells. And so it caused extreme body pain. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It was the worst. I just remember laying in the bed just like moaning, just in pain.
Wow.
And I just had to wait for it to go away. Like, it was nothing that I could do about it.
I mean, like hearing that at that moment, at that time, like, where were you at, like, mentally? Were you just like, you know, you could carry the smile so long? Were you just like, you know what, F it? Like, were you unapproachable? Like, were you just in the ball to yourself, or did you, you know, like, where were you at, like, at that moment, like, feeling that way, going through what the medicine was putting you through?
Yeah, I was to myself, and I felt like people left, people that I thought would understand and be there for me, kind of just let me be to myself, which hurt me. And I was hateful, I was mean to my mom, because she was the closest person to me, taking care of me. And so I was sick and angry because I would be going through pain that I couldn't do anything about. And then, not to mention, like, the chemotherapies and things, like, they cause mood swings, and, like, it depresses you. And, like, I used to want to just lay in the dark, like, I didn't even want the light on. And so, like, I wasn't myself. I wasn't, and I just remember praying to God, like, just take the pain away, and, you know.
I remember my mom in a situation. I didn't really understand it. You know, I think I was 18, you know, at the time, grown man, but I didn't really understand the effects of cancer, what it did to your body, how it spread. I just knew about cancer, and see her kind of go through what she was going through, and she did have a point to where she was diagnosed, everything was going on, but she bounced back. Like, I always thought it was just a downhill slope, but it was a point to where after you go through the initial being diagnosed, get the, I guess, treatment, to where is this, okay, it looks hopeful, it looks good, like, you know, she bounced back, grew her hair back out, and was looking good. You know, she had stopped smoking, so I thought it was done and over with, you know. But like I said, I didn't understand how it affects the body, how you supposed to, you know, constantly take your medicine, how you supposed to take care of yourself. We're supposed to do that anyway. Mm-hmm. That's something we're supposed to be on top of anyway. Our health, our life, everything, all the good stuff, man, that we fail to even pay attention to. I think we pay attention to it. We just don't have the discipline to go through it. Because there's so much, and I know that's going on a whole nother topic, but there's so much distractions. There's so much stuff pulling you this way, pulling you that way. Get this fast, do that fast. And I don't know, man. You at that point now where was it like a, what's the word? Was it like, I wouldn't say like a light switch, but was it like an epiphany moment to where, you know, because what you painting me now is pretty grim, pretty dark, pretty tough time. It's not the person that I saw when I, you know, that's what was so crazy about the situation. How did you grow from that, being in that situation, to where you are now, as far as like your take on life and your how motivated you are now?
You know, just support from my family. My mom just being there and dealing with me, even during my darkest times, even when I was rude to her, given that she was really the only one just right there taking care of me on a daily basis. I mean, my brothers, they were there for me, but, you know, Mama, she was there every day, whatever I needed. When my body was hurting, my legs were hurting, massaging my legs, you know, stuff like that. Just that support and that love. And just my faith in God, believing in something bigger than me, believing that I would get through this, and knowing, you know, my purpose, knowing, okay, this isn't just happening just to keep me down or, you know, have me down and out. if you will, this really can help somebody.
Yeah.
It changes your perspective when you realize, you know what I'm going through can help somebody. I can make a difference in this world.
Mm-hmm.
I think that gave me my motivation. So I'm down, I'm out, I'm hurting, I'm depressed, it's dark. I don't know if I'm going to live. What can I do with that?
Yeah.
That kept me going. How can I turn this around? I don't have to be the stereotype or the statistic. I can take care of myself. I can look good. I can work towards better health. I can do things that people wouldn't think I could do.
Yeah, most definitely.
Given the situation.
Yeah.
That's what motivates me.
And I told you when we talked the first time, from the Facebook videos to the post, I got your beautiful personality. I got all that stuff before I even got the fact that you're a stage 4 breast cancer survivor. You know what I mean? It became so small to you. Like the overall is you. Everything else that made up you stood out more than that stage 4 breast cancer. You know what I mean? The activities and the speeches and just the everyday tackle life, the way you go about living life. And I took it like, yo, this is inspirational. That's why I say I stalked you. That's why I said, I want to share this story because like that's what I wanted my podcast to be about. I want people to hear, because we at a time now, you could put something out there, and you know this. You can make a post, you can make a status, you can shoot a video, you can do all these things. You may not get 100 likes, you may not get 50 comments, but that's not to say nobody watched it. That's not to say that nobody heard what you said that they probably needed to hear at that moment. You know what I'm saying? That affected them in a certain way. So that's why I tell people, man, use your platform. However you use it, especially if it's in a positive way, being now, and use your platform.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you got, I don't care if I have 5 listeners, 500 listeners would be great, but I'm not going to stop because I have this many. Obviously, it's some kind of food for thought there for somebody.
Yeah. When I'm active, it's healing for me.
Yeah.
Like doing this, it's healing for me. When I speak, it's healing.
Yeah.
It helps me as well as helping someone else. You can't beat that.
You can't.
And so, I smile even whenever I don't want to. That's just my personality. I've really always been like this. I've always laughed a lot. I'm just goofy. I can't help it. I probably laugh more now to keep from crying. But this is me. This is how I choose to deal with it. Not everybody is going to deal with a situation like this, like how I deal with it. This is just what works for me.
Yeah, it's working. It's working. Like I said, I had to have you on here. I want people to hear this. I want people to take the time to listen. People that's dealing with it, because everyone that had this affect them in some way or another. You know what I'm saying? The people that's going through it now, to hear it and resurrect themselves. Say, you know what? This lady words was powerful. I'm going to tackle this a different way, or I'm going to change my perspective on this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of the times, like it's always this way. This is the way. When they put it out there, you're here. This is what it's supposed to be. And then once in a while, somebody will come along, like in your situation, to change the way I completely looked at stage 4. I don't look at it the same.
Yeah.
You're living proof that it's not what it is. Like, you know what I mean? It's all on how you take it. It's all on your perspective, how you choose to let God work.
Yeah. And to your point, just not letting it define you.
Yeah.
Like, I hadn't really thought about it till you brought it up, but you're like, you don't really let it define you. You're living life. It's just so small compared to everything else you're doing. And it's true.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, I'm like, whatever, I want to travel. Whatever, I want to be at the dance studio.